Hi, it's Emma. Today I'm going to be reading The Raven by Edgar Allen Poe in a soft-spoken style on my MacBook. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Distinctly, I remember it. It was in the blink of December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books sucrees of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare radiant maiden who the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never seen before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," and I, or "Ma'am, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what the threat is, and the mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, and there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of my yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but for the mind of the Lord a lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a burst of palace just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance and wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lord name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth thy raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevance bore. For we can't help agreeing that no human being ever yet to be blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Evermore. But the bird sitting alone on the placid bust spoke only the one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather that he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as the hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stiffness, broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, What it utters, it is only stock in store, caught from some unhappy master who unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the daggers of his hope and the melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of a bird and burst in door. Then upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking, what is this ominous bird of yore? What is this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore? Meant in creaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by a seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wrench, I cried, thy Goth had lent thee, by these angels he had sent thee, respite, respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind of nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if the bird or devil, whether temper sent or the tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there, Balmingaleed, tell me, I implore, quote the raven, nevermore. Prophet and I, thing of evil, prophet still, if the bird or the devil, by the heaven that bends down above us, by the God we both adore. Tell the soul with sorrow laden if, within the distant Aidenn, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, who the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, who the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be the word our sign in parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of the lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quote the raven, nevermore. And the raven never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallet of the palace just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow above my floor, and my soul from out the shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. So that was my reading of Nevermore by Edgar Allen Poe. Sometimes I struggle to read a little bit, but I will make sure that it flows all nice in the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if there is another Edgar Allan Poe poem or story that you would like me to tell, that you would like me to read in soft-spoken on my MacBook, just please let me know. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.